So I've been gone so long, some of you may be wondering who I am and why you're watching this video. Well, I'm Johan. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about Pierre Johansson. Now today we are going to do a Q&A video. Talks about it about 5 years ago. You guys asked me some questions, so I'm going to try to answer them today in a slightly entertaining way. So stay tuned and enjoy. So you might hear my dog barking and crying in the background throughout this video. I assure you I'm not a terrible dog owner. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. First question by Cry Wolf. Do you think Nico and Will's relationship was rushed? Yes, I do. Now, it is kind of a dangerous thing in this fandom to talk bad about the sacred ship that is Solangelo, but I do think it was rushed. I think it was mad rushed. And I don't ship it. I probably just lost all my subscribers, so I probably should have saved this question for last. But I want to be real with you all, as my dog is crying. Sorry, bud. But yeah, I mean, I've said before in here, I ship Ray Nico, and it's not because I'm a terrible homophobe or anything like that. It's if you look back in the Blood of Olympus, which relationship was shown throughout the book. It was Reyna and Nico. They were together. They were building off each other. Their strengths and weaknesses like bounced off each other. They had good chemistry. Okay, and yeah, I know Nico's gay. Could have been bi. He's not. Nico and Will are together. It is what it is. But I do think, going through that whole thing of Nico and Reyna being together, as just, in the same vicinity, working together for the whole book, and then, oh, now Nico knows Will. Oh, now they're dating. Okay. It was rushed and it was random, in my opinion. But it's not it's a very successful ship, So it's kind of hard to say oh, Rick, you made a mistake. Because, I mean, that helped him a lot. People really, really like that ship. And it's doing well. So, I guess just screw me. But I do think it was rushed. But it is what it is. And Nico, I like, he's a cool character, and Will's a cool character, so, whatever. Also by Cry Wolf, do you read Percy Jackson fanfiction? No, I don't. But I do listen to it on occasion. Cry Wolf, I actually have seen you in Hayden Davio's comment section. I'm not a stalker, but I have seen you there. So I know you watch her. But I do watch Hayden Davio, and that's about the only exposure to Percy Jackson fanfiction I get. If you don't know who Hayden is, and you are a Percy Jackson fan, and you get on YouTube, which I'm assuming you do since you're watching this, you should go check out her channel because she's really good. She's a voice actress, and she does audio comic dubs and audio dramas and stuff like that. She has audio drama right now going for the Lightning Thief, and sometimes she'll read fan fiction. Yeah, she'll just read a fan fiction. And for instance, there's one. It's The Last Olympian through Annabeth Chase's eyes. And she reads it as Annabeth, and her voice really works well as Annabeth, to me anyway. So really good voice actress, and she has some really good content. But that's the only Percy Jackson fanfic I'll get exposed to. And really, if I did delve into it, I'd probably get lost in the sea of fanfic. And that's part of the reason I don't write it either, for the most part, is because I just don't want to get lost in it, and I know I would. But yeah, I'm sure there's some really good fanfics out there, but Hayden Davio is as far as I will go, but like I said, check out her channel. Okay, Centurion Pro asks, who would win, Jason or Percy? Now this is kind of funny because when Centurion Pro asked me that in the comment section, I forgot that it was for the Q&A, so I answered it there. So we kind of had a conversation about it, good conversation. But long story short, yes, I think Percy would win, but not in the magnitude that seems to be conveyed throughout the fandom. I know I'm not speaking for everyone here, but it seems like most people are oh yeah, Percy will win. Without a shadow of a doubt, Percy's so, he's so strong. And Percy is so strong, and I do think most of the time he would win. But when I say most of the time, we're thinking if they fight 10 times, I'm thinking Percy would win 6 or 7. And I think, Jason has the potential to do the same. But if I had to put my money on it, I would go with Percy. Just because, yeah, he's evidence in the book, he is probably a little more powerful. I think he's done a little more than Jason. But Jason has also done a lot, and Jason is also very powerful. And one of the things I've always wondered is because if you look at Pokemon, obviously water is super weak to electric. I guess electric is super effective to water. So you would think in that standard, you know, Jason having the lightning and Percy being with water, Percy would get owned. But I don't think that really applies to Percy Jackson because we go back to Titan's Curse. We see that fight between Thalia and Percy. Thalia like blasts Percy in the chest with a lightning bolt, and Percy just like gets up afterward. And I think he lands in like water or something like right after. It's been a while, but it's something like that. And he doesn't get like electrocuted or anything. So I think in that regard he's fine. So I don't think any, like in like Legend of Korra, if you all have seen Legend of Korra, there's that one part where, I don't really want to do the spoilers, but if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. With one of the dudes like electrocutes one of those water benders, and it's like super graphic and pretty awesome. I don't think anything like that would happen. So barring that, yeah, I think Percy would probably win. They're both really good swordsmen, both have really good power. If Percy's near water, it's a done deal. Percy's gonna win. But also just looking at their backgrounds, like Jason was at Camp Jupiter so much longer, and in terms of like training, I think Camp Jupiter is probably better than Camp Half-Blood, just because they seem to take it a lot more seriously. So if you just look at like the background context, you know, especially like Jason being a son of Zeus too, and Zeus probably the most powerful god, not for certain, but probably, you would kind of think Jason. But looking at the evidence, looking at what we've seen, and let's just be real, like this is Percy's world, you know, so he would win. But a really good fight. I love both characters, and yeah, good stuff. Maybe, actually, we won't see it someday. I don't know what I'm talking about. In our heads, in our minds. Oh, okay, asks me, how the actual heck do you know Jason's height? I don't, actually. Last video I said he was 6'1". I only said that because I saw it in like this Wattpad thread. I didn't see it in Wattpad, but I think it was from that I saw it somewhere. I make no sense. But it's basically someone put some heights for the characters on the internet, and I saw it and recited it to you all as fact. So I don't think it's actually canon. Like, obviously I've read the books and I know you all have too. I don't think anywhere their actual height is like numbered out for us. It's like some people say like they're taller than the other, but I don't think it's actually labeled, so I don't think there's a canon height. But I saw that and I was like, okay, sure, a number, I'll say it. So sorry if that was deceiving, but it was basically like, I can try to put a link for it in the description if you all want, but it's basically Jason is like 6'1", Percy is like 6 foot. I think Leo is like 5'6" or something. So I think they had Zoe at like 5'3" too. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go take care of my dog for a second real fast. Alright, also asked by OOK, featuring my dog, if they were to make a Percy Jackson television series, would you prefer it to be live action or animated, and why? Okay, good question. 1 second. Okay, it's okay, I know. Okay, so short answer, live action. Not, because I just feel like if you can do it right, that's the best way to go. Not bashing animated at all. My favorite show ever is Avatar: Last Airbender, and it is animated. So not bashing animated at all, but I think if you can do it right, I think live action's the best way to go, because it's more real. And I don't mean, like I said, I'm not trying to bash it at all. It is just more real. It's like real people and all that good shit. But done right, and I think you can do Percy Jackson right. Like looking at Avatar: Last Airbender, I don't think it would translate as well to live action just because of everything that is going on in that show. And we see when they tried it with a movie, that was a colossal fail. And I think you could do a lot better than they did with the movie. And they're going to do a show, apparently, like a live action show on Netflix, which I hope is a lot better than that, but I still wish they would just leave Avatar alone. But I think Percy Jackson would be a lot easier to do live action. One, there's just not as much stuff going on. And two, it's actually in like a modern world. So you wouldn't have to do any like crazy setting thing or anything. There's not, I mean, you would have to do some CGI, but I don't think it's anything like they couldn't handle decently. But yeah, do it right. I mean, that's all we're asking here, but apparently that's too much to ask for creators of Percy Jackson. Just being like, we saw what happened with the movie, and I don't want another of that. So I would definitely take animated over that shit any day of the week. But yeah, if it was done right, just imagine how awesome that would be. I mean, I've imagined it a bunch. I'm sure you guys have too. Getting child actors the right age, seeing them grow up through the development of the show, seeing a book, like a season equals one book, and build that on. And there's so much material because Rick has written so much stuff for this. There's so much material you could use. There's so much awesome shit that could go on, and just to see actual people doing that, tuning in every week, that'd be amazing. I would like chop off a foot to make that happen. I probably would. I think we all would. Let's donate some feet, people. Let's make this magic happen. But yeah, that is a dream that I will dream for a long time, but I don't think it will ever happen. But also, if an animated series came out, I would be super stoked. And so yeah, hopefully one of those two comes out. But if not, we still have the book, so we're good. Alrighty, Daughter of Athena asked me, do you think there would ever be a series based around Nico? And if there was going to be, would you prefer to read about what's happened so far from Nico's perspective or future Nico? Awesome question. Okay, so no, I don't think they will make a Nico series. I don't really know why. I just don't think he will. I don't really have it. That's just a hunch. But he might. Rick's been writing and a lot, and it doesn't really seem like he wants to stop anytime soon. Although honestly, I kind of wish he would, just because we've got so much stuff already. But if he did do a thing on Nico, I would definitely read it, and I would like it to be future, because not that reading future, like present stuff, like earlier stuff from his perspective would be wouldn't be interesting, because that would be interesting and I'd read that too. But we've already seen a lot of that stuff. I know there's still a lot of stuff that we could see, but let's just go with fresh stuff. I think fresh is always a little better. I don't even know what we would see from Nico in the future. Probably just a bunch of Nico and Will stuff. So I may not actually, but I would still, you all would, he probably should do that. Because that would be really popular. Seeing how popular Solangelo is. If they did a series on Nico, I mean, that would be mad popular. But I don't know, I just think it'd be interesting. Just do anything. Have something bad happen and just have him go be a boss. Because, I mean, we saw a lot of exclusive bossness from him in Blood of Olympus. And it was, I mean, we see a lot of boss Nico around, but just him and Reina, and this isn't for like a ship purpose, but just seeing all the cool things they did throughout that. Nico's a cool dude, and he's got a lot of cool powers that I would definitely be interested in reading. Maybe like, I don't know, I think it'd be cool to read about them when they're in their 30s, because we don't see any, I don't think Rick would ever do that because this is still for kids and stuff. But we never see any like adult demigods or anything like that, unless you count like Zoe. But I'm not, that's kind of, because she's super old, but she was still like 13. So it's complicated. But yeah, I think that would be interesting, seeing like when they're 30 or something, and just seeing some badass adult demigods whooping some monster tail. I think that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, as far for the future as Rick goes, I have no idea what's going to come. But I'll definitely stay tuned and probably be reading his stuff for a long time. All right, the last question is, how old are you and who is your godly parent? By, I'm sorry, Southern Sabe? I'm sorry, I'm bad at reading. I'm sorry, but, okay, who is your godly parent? Well, I would like Poseidon, but, I'm not sure if my dad is. He's either just a fantastic liar, and or he's just a mortal dude. But I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed. As far as for how old I am 21. Okay, fine.